Hi guys, this is Easy Japan. Today we'll be watching the history of Japan. Finally. We've seen many YouTubers react to this video. Let's see how much of this is true as a professional Japanese. Let's go.
Let's go.
Japan is an island by the sea filled with volcanoes and it's beautiful. In the year negative a billion, Japan might not have been here. In the year negative 40,000, it was here, and you could walk to it, and some people walked to it.
The tempo
Then it got
is
warmer,
so
some
fast.
icebergs melted, it became an island, and
Yeah.
now there's lots of trees
It's
because
too
it's
much
warmer.
information.
So now there's people on the island. They're basically sort of hanging out in between the mountains, eating nuts off trees, and using the latest technology, like stones and bowls. Ding dong, it's the outside world, and they have technology from the future, like really good metal and crazy rice farms. Now you can make a lot of rice really, really quickly. That means if you own the farm, you own a lot of food, which is something everybody needs to survive. So that makes you king. Rice farming and rice kingdoms spread across the land, all the way to here. The most important kingdoms were here, 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 and here. But this one
So
was the
much, I
most
can't
important, ruled by a heavenly super
remember
person,
that.
emperor for
Let
short.
me stop the video.
Okay.
In this time, rice was very important and it was used as money and also as to pay taxes, right?
Yeah, you have to gather the rice and pay it to the landlord.
Yeah. And of course, food is very important, so each landlord had given the rice farms to people for them to make it. And the people had to make it, they could eat it themselves, but also pay it as taxes.
Before rice, the money was shells. in
Oh,
Japan.
really? So in the beginning, seashells were money, and then rice became the money.
The new money.
Huh, I didn't know that. I'll be rich now then. Because I have like thousands of shells in my toilet.
Oh, really?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Knock knock, get the door. It's religion. The new prince wants everyone to try this hot new religion from Biekt. Please try this religion, he said. No, said everybody. Try it. he
Try
said.
it.
No, said everybody again, quieter this time.
Before-
And so the religion was put into place, and all the rules that came with it. Then the government was taken over by another clique.
Before
and they
Buddhism,
made some
we had
reforms,
Shinto.
like making the government govern more, and making the government more like China's government, which
Before Buddhism, we had Shinto.
Is
right?
it a religion?
Shinto, isn't it a religion? Like everything has a god in it? The nature, the trees. The
Is that why
river.
Japan believes in so many gods now?
I think so.
Because I think every Japanese person goes to a shrine,
Yep.
right?
And a temple.
And a temple. Yeah, I know it's different, but I don't know the difference.
Many gods or one Buddha?
Oh, so the shrine has many gods.
Yeah, they have many gods.
Okay, let's go.
there's a government that governs more. Hi, China, they said. Hi, dipshit, said China. Can you call us something
Whoa.
else other than dipshit, said Japan. Like what, said China. How about sunrise land? said
We
Japan.
actually
And
have.
they stole China's
can I
alphabet?
talk? Thank you.
Huh?
We actually have a golden stamp from China.
A golden stamp
says-
from China.
It says kan no nano wa no kuni.
Kan no nano wa no kuni. What's that mean?
It means Han Dynasty's wa country.
Could you say that again?
So it means Japan was part of China at that.
Oh, it says that in a golden stamp. Okay.
Hey.
Wrote a book about themselves. And then they made lots of poetry and art and another book about themselves. Then they stopped moving the capital every time the emperor died and kept it in one place for a while, right here. And they conquered the north finally. Get that squared away.
Yeah.
A rich hipster named Kukai is bored with modern Buddhism because
Oh,
it's China
Kukai.
and learns a better version, which is more spiritual. Comes back, reinvents the alphabet, and causes art and literature to be great for a long time. And the royal palace turned into such a dream world of art that they really didn't give a
Wow.
shit about running the country. So if you live outside the palace, how are you supposed to protect your shit from criminals? Hire a samurai. Everyone started hiring samurai.
Samurai.
Rich and poor
Samurai.
and poor people who could not afford to hire samurai did not hire samurai. The samurai became organized and powerful, more powerful than the government. So they made their own military government. Here, they let the emperor still be emperor, but the shogun is actually in control. Breaking news, the Mongols have invaded China,
We've invaded China.
said the Mongols.
Please respect us, or else we might invade you as well.
Okay, said Japan. So the Mongols came over, ready for
Okay.
war, and died in a tornado. But they
Wow.
tried again and had a nice time fighting with the Japanese, but then died in a tornado. Then
Again?
the emperor overthrows the shogunate. Then the shogunate overthrows him back and moves to Kyoto and makes a new shogunate. And the emperor can still dress like an emperor if he wants. That's fine. Now there's more art, like painting with less colors, collaborative poetry, plays, monkey fun, tea parties, gardening, architecture,
Monkey fun.
flowers. It's time for who's going to be the next shogun. Usually it's the shogun's kid, but the shogun doesn't have a kid, so he tries to get his brother to quit being a monk and be the next
Okay.
shogun. He says okay,
What?
but then the shogun has a kid. So
What?
now who's it going to be?
Whoa.
Vote now on your phones. And everyone voted so hard that the palace caught on fire and burned down.
What?
The shogun actually didn't care. He was off somewhere doing poetry. And the whole country broke into pieces.
He didn't
Everyone is
care.
fighting with each other for local power.
Oh, that was the
It's anybody's
start.
game.
Sengoku.
It's Europe. No, they're not here to take over. They just want to sell some shit, like clocks and guns and Jesus. So that's cool, but everyone's still fighting each other for control, now with guns. And wouldn't it be nice to control the capital, which right now is puppets with no one controlling them? This clan is ready to make a run for it, but first they have to trample this smaller clan, which is in the way. Surprise, the smaller clan wins, and the leader of that clan steals the idea of invading the capital and invades the capital. And it goes very well.
Nobunaga.
He's about halfway through conquering Japan when someone who works for him kills him, and then someone else who works for him kills them. That guy finishes conquering Japan.
Revenge.
And then he
This story
confiscated
is
everybody's
very
swords and
famous
made some
in Japan.
rules. And now I'm going to invade Korea and then hopefully China, he said, and failed, and also died. But before he died, he told these 5 guys to take care of his 5-year-old son until he's old enough to be the next ruler of Japan. And the 5 guys said, yeah, right, it's not going to be this kid, it's going to be one of us, because we're grown-ups. And it's probably going to be this guy, who happens to be way more rich and powerful than the others. A lot of people support him, but a lot of people support not supporting him. They have a fight, and he wins, and starts a new government, right here. And he still lets the emperor dress like an
So
emperor and have
fast.
very nice things.
Yeah, it's so
But
fast.
don't get confused. This is the new government, and they are very strict. So strict they close the country. No one can leave, and no one can come in. Except for the Dutch, if they want to buy and sell shit. But they have to do it right here. Now that the entire country was not at war with itself, the population increased a lot. Business increased, schools were built, roads were built, everyone learned to read, books were published, there was poetry, plays, sexy times, puppet shows, and Dutch studies. People started to
times.
study European science
Sexy
from books they
times.
bought from the Dutch. We're talking geography,
Rangaku.
skeletons, physics, chemistry, astronomy, and maybe even electricity. Over time, the economic and cultural prosperity began to gradually slow down. Knock knock.
Whoa.
It's the United States, with huge
United
boats,
States.
with guns. Gunboats. Open the country. Stop having it be closed.
開国してくださいよ。
There's really
開国してくださいよ。
nothing they could do, so they signed a contract that lets the United States, Britain, and Russia visit Japan anytime they want. Choshu and Satsuma hated this. That sucks, they said. This sucks. And with almost very little outside help, they overthrew the shogunate and somehow made the emperor again and moved him to Edo, which they renamed Eastern Capital. They made a new government, which was a lot more Western.
Tokyo.
They made a new constitution that was pretty Western.
Finally,
and a
Tokyo
military
is
that
the main
was
city.
Pretty Western. And do you know what else is Western? That's right, it's conquering stuff. So what can we conquer? Korea. They conquer Korea, taking it from its previous owner, China, and then go a little bit further. And Russia rushes in out of nowhere and says, stop, no, you can't take that. We were going to build a railroad through here to try to get some warm water. And Russia builds their railroad, supervised by a shit ton of soldiers. And then when the railroad was done, they downgraded to a fuck ton. Did I say downgrade? I meant upgrade. Japan
Downgrade?
says, can you maybe chill? And Russia says, how about maybe you chill? Japan is kind of scared of Russia. You'll never guess who's also kind of scared of Russia. Great Britain.
Oh, the flag
So
is
Japan
different
and Great
from
Britain
now.
make an alliance together so they can be a little less scared of Russia. Feeling confident, Japan goes to war against Russia, just for a moment, and then they both get tired and stop. It's time for World War I. The world is about to have a war, because it's the 1900s and weapons are getting crazy, and all these empires are excited to try them out on each other. Meanwhile, Japan has been enjoying conquering stuff and wants more. And the next thing on their list is this part of China and lots of tiny islands. All that stuff belongs to Germany, which just had war declared on it by Britain because Britain was friends with Belgium, which was being trespassed by Germany in order to get to France to kick France's ass because France is friends with Russia, who was getting ready to kick Austria's ass because Austria was
Wait,
getting
wait. This is so fast.
It's like 3 years of classes mashed up in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in Japan, we learn about this part of Europe.
But I think it's quite the same in our textbooks.
Right.
I like this video.
This is what we learn in our textbooks. I was wondering how it differs, the way you learn history in other countries.
Yeah, let us know about the differences. in your country.
Yes, if you can find the difference in this fast video.
Kicked Serbia's ass because someone from Serbia shot the leader of Austria's ass. Or actually shot him in the head. And Britain is currently friends with Japan, so you know what that means. Duh, Japan should take the islands. Which they wanted to do anyway, so they called Britain on the telly to sort of let them know. And then they did it. And they also helped Britain a little here and there with some errands and stuff.
Wow.
Now the war is over, and congratulations, Japan, you technically fought in the war, which means you get to sit at the negotiating table with the big dudes, where they decided who owns what. And yes, Japan gets to keep all that shit they stole from Germany. You also get to join the post-war mega alliance, the League of Nations, whose mission statement is to try not to take over the world. The Great Depression is bad, and Japan's economy is now crappy, but the military is doing just fine, and it invades Manchuria. In the League of Nations, it's like, no, don't do that. If you're in the League of Nations, you're not supposed to take over the world. And Japan said, how about I do anyway? And Japan invaded more and more and more and more of China, and was planning to invade the entire East.
You've got mail.
It's from Germany, the new leader of Germany. He has a cool mustache, and he's trying to take over the world and needs friends. This also got forwarded to Italy. They all decided to be friends because they had so much in common. It's time for World War II. Germany is invading the neighbors. Then they invade the neighbors' neighbors. Then the neighbors' neighbors' neighbors, who happened to be Britain, said, holy shit. And the United States started helping Britain because they are good friends, and started not helping Japan because they're friends and our friends are not friends. Plus they're planning on invading the entire ocean. The United States is also working on a large, very huge bomb, bigger than any other bomb, ever, just in case. But they still haven't joined the war. War looks bad on TV, and the United States is really starting to care about their image. But then Japan spits on them in Hawaii and challenges them to war. And they say yes. And then Germany, as a symbol of friendship, declares war on the United States also. So the United States goes to war in Europe, and they help the gang chase Germany back into Germany. And they also start chasing Japan back into Japan. And they haven't used the bomb yet, and are curious to see if it works. So they drop it on Japan. They actually dropped 2.
Now it's so slow. All of a sudden, the video becomes so slow.
The United States installed a new government, inspired by the United States government, with just the right ingredients for a post-war economic miracle. And Japan starts making TVs,
Right.
VCRs, automobiles, and camcorders as fast as they can, and also better than everybody else. They get rich, and the economy goes wild, and then the miracle wears off. But everything's still pretty cool, I guess. Bye.
Oh, it's
That's
finished?
the end. Bye.
I was like, bye.
Now I think I can get an A on my history test.
Me too.
It gets the points correct while not making it so serious with the funny music. Because history is not something that's all fun, so
Yeah.
I think this is a great video to show the true facts that actually happened, like from the Japanese perspective. But on the other hand, this video shows what Japanese people learn in school, so some parts might be different from the understanding of people in other countries, right?
But I think this video was made by an American guy.
Oh, really? Because I felt I was reading my textbook from middle school. Thanks for watching our video. We loved the video. It was very close to our understanding. Tell us what you think in the comments if you have a different understanding. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!